Hello fellow Shocks, my name is VideoJames, and today we're going to be looking at how to use Raikou. So, Raikou is actually my second favorite of the legendary dog trio, coming after Suicune, just because I like Suicune's grace a bit more than Raikou's flashiness. Regardless, I do still really like Raikou, and I honestly prefer Raikou and Suicune over Entei, just because Entei just seems so plain to me. Like, it barely has any flair to it. It's just there. But when we look at Raikou, we see it is a pure electric type, meaning we are going to only be getting that weakness to ground, and we are going to be resisting stuff like ourselves, of course, electric, and we are actually going to be resisting steel and flying, which are two of the types that actually resist a lot, and flying actually gets the immunity to ground, which is ironic, because electric is weak to ground, but electric resists flying, which gets an immunity to ground. And I'm glad there's something that resists steel, because good God, we needed something to resist steel. With so many resists on its side, steel's overpowered. Then we see the hidden abilities. We have pressure. We all know what pressure does. Raises the use of a move from 1 to 2. And inner focus as the hidden ability, which means that the Pokemon will not flinch, although it doesn't prevent flinching with the focus punch. Then looking at Raikou's speed, we see it's actually base 580. We got 90 in the HP, 85 in the attack, 75 in the defense, 100 in the special defense, and then a combined 230 in the special attack and speed, with both of those having 115. So right away we can tell, extremely decent special Pokemon that with the bulk in not only the special defense, the special attack, and the speed, but the HP as well, that Raikou can work out very decently in every single one of those stats. And we see with the lower attack and defense that we're not really going to be relying that much on physical movesets, which is good because Raikou honestly has a very limited move pool when it comes to physical to kind of complement those stats. First Raikou set we see it is actually a Choice Spec set. So with this set we've got T-Bolt, Hidden Power Ice, Aura Sphere, and Volt Switch with the maxed out special attack and speed with the Timid Nature. So the idea behind this set is a basic just Choice Spec sweeper that we got the Thunderbolt, we get that stab plus a 10% chance to paralyze, so it's not that bad a move. We get the Hidden Power Ice, use that with lower attack IVs, then we can actually manage to use the Hidden Power Ice to our advantage and take out stuff like ground types. That ground types don't really appreciate an Ice Beam, so you throw out a Hidden Power Ice at them, with Raikou's 329 base special attack being boosted by half, so that's like 164 or 165, depending on which it wants to go with. So it could go up into the 490s, and you'll be doing massive amounts of damage even with just a Hidden Power Ice. Or if you max out the IVs as much as you can, you'd be doing even more damage because you'd be getting the Hidden 70 Hidden Power Ice. Because if you don't know, Hidden Power is a move that has a secret, where if you make the IVs a certain way, and they're maxed out a certain specific kind of potential, then the IVs actually have a chance to give the Hidden Power a boosted 70 power as a base instead of 60. And it's actually been proven to work, because Pokemon with the supposed IVs actually do more damage. And then we got Aura Sphere, just to counter stuff like Steel, that since we resist Steel, we'll have a counter for it. People might not see an Aura Sphere coming, so we just throw out Raikou onto a Ferrothorn, throw out a couple Aura Spheres, the Ferrothorn might go down, might not, who knows, but fighting is still very useful with a Raikou, because there's just a lot of stuff that Raikou can counter with it. And then we just got Volt Switch to kind of pivot out of a situation that Volt Switch, we need to pivot, we can get out of there, we can just swap out. Another thing that's great about Raikou is the speed. So when we look at the speed, we see the max is 361, so we're going to be outspeeding some Pokemon, like, say, a Superior. That a Superior, with its max speed at 113, it's only going to be hitting 357, so we hit it with something like a Hidden Power Ice from a Raikou, it's not going to be able to live that, so we actually managed to outspeed and take out the Superior, meaning we don't have to worry about a bunch of Leaf Storms taking us out. And then we see we have a Calm Mind Raikou, so we got Leftovers with Pressure, we got Calm Mind, Substitute, Thunderbolt, and Hidden Power Ice, with the 200 in the HP, 252 in the speed, and the 56 in the special defense with the Timid Nature. Now, a lot of the times you're going to be wanting to run a Timid Nature on a Raikou just because you kind of want to boost the speed almost always, since it's its most prudent stat. But we see we got Calm Mind there to kind of give us that special defense and special attack buff. We got Substitute to give us at least 3 or 4 free turns that, with us having pure electric typing, we're only going to have 1 weakness, so unless our opponent has that 1 weakness, we're not really going to have to worry. So we throw out a Substitute first turn, we may be safe from a Water Shuriken from a Greninja, and then we just go a couple Calm Minds, raise our special defense up, and then we can just go for Thunderbolt. That Thunderbolt with the base power plus a stab and the chance to paralyze. Very viable electric move. You could run Thunder, you could run Volt Switch if you wanted to pivot out with this Raikou set, but with this one you kind of want to be able to set up for a win, that you don't really want to have to switch out unless you absolutely need to. So I kind of prefer Thunderbolt just for that boost power. And then we have Hidden Power Ice just to, again, counter ground type set. With us having the pure electric, we're probably always going to want something to counter ground types. Then moving on to the last set, we actually have the Volt Switch Light Screen set that everybody loves so much. I mean, literally everybody loves this Light Screen Raikou set. So we see we got the leftovers, again, with Light Screen, Reflect, Thunder Wave, and Volt Switch, with the same IVs and EVs as last time, and the same nature as well. So the idea behind this one is basically, we're running it as tank-ish rather than speed-ish. So, see, we got the Light Screen, the Reflect. Those are both damage-reducing moves that Light Screen and Reflect. If you use one of them, it'll cut the respective defense stat down, and basically any attack that would damage that stat would have its damage reduced by half. So say a Raikou went for a Reflect and a Mega Charizard X went for a Flare Blitz. Well, now that Flare Blitz is not going to do as much because Reflect's going to reduce the damage down to half. And with our maxed out HP and a bit of extra investment in the special defense, that means that we're already going to be very tanky when it comes to actually surviving, and our opponent's going to have to do a decent bit of work on us. And we also have Thunder Wave to slow down faster Pokemon that we kind of need to slow down for the rest of our team, like Greninja. That Greninja, if you see a Greninja with a Raikou, you might not be able to take it out immediately with this set because you're only really wanting one attacking move, which is Volt Switch. So you could throw out a Thunder Wave, get it to be slower, and then possibly make your opponent switch out or make them run a slower Greninja, and then you could swap into something like, again, the Superior. That with Superior, you're now going to be faster than Greninja, and you can just swap in and be able to take it out with the Leaf Storm. And then we also have the Volt Switch there, like I said, just for swapping out in case you need to, that in case you run up against something you don't want to see, like, oh, I don't know, what would be something Raikou wouldn't want to see? Probably, I don't know, probably I actually don't know, probably a Fire type, so maybe see like a Arcanine, then you use Volt Switch, swap out into something that could take out the Arcanine, like a Greninja. And then looking at the EVs, we see we have the maxed out HP and special defense with the 56, And looking at the EVs, we see we have the 200 in the HP, 56 in the special defense, and 252 in the speed with the timid nature. So, basically, the reason you're running timid on this is while you're trying to go for more of a tanky set, you do want to have the potential to actually be able to be faster and be able to get your setup. Because if you're running Raikou, chances are they're going to swap into something that's going to be able to outspeed Raikou if they can. So you always want to run speed maxed out fast as possible, just so that you can be able to outspeed anything Raikou has a higher base speed than. And with Raikou's defensive stats, that with 100 in the special defense and 290 in the HP, you only really have to worry about stuff like, you only have to really worry about stuff like close combat. That stuff like close combat or Earthquake, since they're both physical moves, they're really going to be the only thing that can hurt you that bad. So you can kind of just sit there a few turns with Raikou after setting up Reflect, go for a Light Screen, then go for a couple Thunder Waves, paralyze your opponent's team, and Raikou's just going to be sitting there absorbing a lot of that damage, just because we have so much tank that Raikou doesn't really want to bow down to anything. That with the leftovers plus our tank, Raikou's not really going to bow down to anything it sees, and it's actually going to try and stand up and just take the hits as long as it can, and it's honestly not that bad in terms of tank either. That with these stats, Raikou can run either way. You could run it as a complete tank, or you can run it as a speed tank. But a lot of the times, I say run it as a speed tank, because while it does have the good special defense and the good-ish defense and the good HP, it can still be one-hit KO'd. Everything can be one-hit KO'd, and you kind of want to be able to outspeed with Raikou to avoid getting that one-hit KO. And that's basically it for how to use Raikou. It's a pretty straightforward Pokemon. It's basically just speed and then invest in whatever other stats you're wanting to invest in. Like, you could run speed with maxed out special attack, you could run speed with maxed out attack if you're going for a Body Slam Iron Head set. You could run speed with maxed out defense or special defense if you wanted to, or you could run it with maxed out speed and split defenses if you wanted to. But basically, Raikou is pretty straightforward, that basically any set you want to run it in, you're pretty much always going to be maxing out the speed. Regardless, I'm going to leave this video here. Next time I might do Entei, since he's also another legendary dog, and I might do Suicune after that, but I'm not sure. If you guys have any Pokemon you want to see me do, let me know down in the comments, or if you have any preference over which legendary dog you'd rather see me do, let me know down in the comments as well. Regardless, if you guys did like this video, you can slap the like button as always, and I'll see all you beautiful people in the next video.